This week saw the release from Indicator of Guesthouse Paradiso, the Bottom movie, Rick Mao and Adrian Edmondson. I've just watched it. I'm going to give my review of this overall package, the film, the transfer, the special features, the booklet inside. So let's do it. Growing up in the 80s and 90s, everyone was aware of the Young Ones, Rick Mao, Adrian Edmondson. Young Ones, fantastic TV series, very funny. Rick Mao and Adrian Edmondson reunited for the TV show Bottom in the 1990s. Bottom ran for 3 seasons, 6 episodes per season, and also went on to give us a fair few live stage shows as well, all very, very funny. And in 1999 came the release of Guesthouse Paradiso, Adrian Edmondson and Rick Mao's Bottom movie, in which they star as hotel owners in Britain's worst hotel, a hotel that is dilapidated, that has no guests, a hotel that is situated on one side the edge of a cliff and on the other side right next to a nuclear power plant. What could go wrong? Does hilarity ensue? So I've not seen this film in a long time. I actually saw it at the cinema upon release. I saw it in Peckham Rye Cinema. Me, my wife-to-be, ex-wife at the time, her brothers, we all went down, we sat there, we watched it, and I had the DVD release after that I may well still have somewhere in the collection kicking around. Is the film any good? Is this package any good? That's the question. So I've just finished watching the film. It runs for 90 minutes. And this is from a 4K scan of the original into positive. And all I can say is the film looks great. It looks better than it ever has. The colours are there, the vibrancy, the blacks, scenes in the darkness, very, very deep blacks. You know, I can't fault how this looks. Grain is at a minimum. If you love grain, it's not there. It's not present in the film. It has a 5.1 surround sound stereo audio, and it has a 2.0 audio as well. The audio, very strong, very good. Highlights certain aspects of the film, certain noises within the film, shall we say. The most apparent, the most annoying was the swinging door in the kitchen. Yes, the noise of the swinging door in the kitchen. If you watch this film, you will know what I mean. Christ, it's horrendous. But there we go. The film itself, the film is structured essentially like 3 episodes. There's a clear pattern to characters in one part and not in another part, as well as Adrian Edmondson and Rick Mao. We have Bill Nighy. Bill Nighy forms the first part of the film, and then we have Simon Pegg coming into the second part for the second and third act of the film. And we have an actress come in, this big Italian actress in the context of the narrative of the film. She comes to the hotel to get away from things, and her surname is Carbonara, and her wannabe husband, with the surname of Bolognese, comes along, and he works into the third part of the script. Now, like I said, Simon Pegg, I didn't even realise Simon Pegg was in this, I'll be honest. I'd completely forgotten. But Simon Pegg, he's pretty underutilised. No real jokes come from him. He is the butt of jokes and to help the narrative of the film go forward. The essential narrative of the film is these two owning this hotel. No one comes, but when they do come, they're rude to them. They're obnoxious. They get into fights. They insult people. They steal people's belongings. They do pervy stuff towards people watching them. Rick Mao's got corridors, little rat tunnels that run through the building. He can get in and out of people's rooms. You know, he goes through their underwear, he wears the women's underwear, this sort of thing. All these sort of hilarity ensues like that. And the story itself, pretty weak on the ground, but it also involves the fact that we're from the nuclear power plant. There's a bit of a meltdown and a load of fish get infected. They've got nothing to feed their customers, and unknowingly these fish fall off of these lorries. They take them in, they cook them up to their guests, and it leads to an ending filled with loads of vomit and jokes like that, visual vomit, green vomit, this sort of thing, and a little homage to Raiders of the Lost Ark at the very end as well. And then at 90 minutes, the film just suddenly ends. It just comes to it. It wraps itself up just like that. The ending comes out of nowhere, and we're given a scene halfway through the end credits, a kind of end credits scene where they're kind of living happily ever after, so to speak, after the events. Like many films of this type, a TV show developed into a film, a 30-minute comedy that's developed into a film, it kind of feels lacking. It feels overstretched. These shows, like The In-Betweeners, all this sort of thing, they work better as a 30-minute show. When you have an hour and a half movie, kind of feels somewhat stretched out, a bit overlong for the characters, what it gives you. And in that, some of the scenes, some of the jokes, although there's a lot of laughs to be had, some of the jokes miss, and they just carry on a little bit too long, where the laughter's already done, but then it wants to carry on. But no, you know, a fantastic looking release. It is a very funny film. It's very amusing, but I would visit the TV show more than what I revisit the film itself. The film itself probably once every 5 years, something like that. The TV series maybe more often. As for the special features on this, obviously special features, you know, you have the special features that were included on the DVD itself. There is a 38-minute making of documentary that was kind of made at the time, so it's got interviews from way back when then, but there's also some new ones. There's one with 11-minute long with Simon Pegg, and Simon Pegg talking about his time on the movie now, which is quite insightful, and a few other bits and pieces as well, you know, like the people who do the sound, the score and all this sort of thing on there. So yeah, a decent amount of extras, some new stuff as well. As for the book that's inside, the book goes into a bit about the history of the film, the history of how TV was at the time, and Bottom and that sort of stuff, Adrian Edmondson and Rick Mayall's work. And it also includes kind of a critical response that it got at the time, and excerpts from interviews that Adrian Edmondson and Rick Mayall gave to several magazines, some here in the UK, some when they were down under in Australia promoting the film, and it's kind of filled with that. So a decent read in the booklet, and it's a nice addition to the special features that are included on the disc. So overall, for a £15 and Blu-ray with a 4K scan, seriously, you're not going to get better than the copy that this is that they give you here. It's a wonderful looking copy. It really is, and yeah, it's the best it's looked. Yeah, from Indicator, thumbs up for this release. It's a great release. There we go. Let me know your thoughts on this film down below in the comments. See you soon.